And that's when I came up with the idea of delayed fees, so that would never happen to me again. All these things, these steps that the QLA is based on, is because I stepped on my dick. I made a mistake, and I learned the hard way. And then, so 3 years later, I came back, actually almost 3 years to the day, and I was successful in '84, and the rest is history. But I mean, and so the whole basis of the formula, if you will, is based on mistakes that then created best practices. And now that have been used by you guys for 23 years, and guys on YouTube, the guy who was mowing lawns, and now, so I mean, it's pretty dramatic. I mean, the results are pretty dramatic. So it should be relatively simple for you to make the decision to move towards that and do it. But then again, it's your choice. Now, we're going to be going through the rules of the game, and there are no rules other than it's moral, ethical, legal, which I pounded to death. And the reason I keep on pounding moral, ethical, legal is because you're going to have opportunities and you're going to see a lot of things that aren't moral, aren't ethical, and aren't legal. I mean, especially when they know you have the ability to conduit money to them. I mean, you're going to be like somebody giving away crack cocaine. I mean, you'll have friends and people bringing you shit that you wouldn't believe. Because when you get the reputation of being a rainmaker, for the lack of a better term, and are able to get these deals funded, I mean, and that's why there's a lot of mini-me's that now find it easier to show you how to fund deals and take a fee for it. Now, I'm not saying for a moment that all of them are successful, but they do know the steps. And they can tell Doc, or they can tell Ollie, and they can tell Chris the steps. What most of them don't have is the track record of execution and implementation. But they can walk you through the fucking steps. And that's the problem with a lot of the books that have been written about a lot of different things. They can put you through all the adjectives, adverbs, etc., and pronouns, but they've never fucking done it themselves. And so the kind of questions that are simplistic to me that you ask aren't answered in those books. But there are plenty of guys that are writing about it. There's just not too many of us that have actually done it. So, but we're going to go through those. I'm not going to start down these 28 steps because we're at the end of the day now, and I want to do it all at once and tomorrow morning. But what, other than me being jubilant about Hillary, what else can I answer here in the last few minutes? Yes, sir.
Is it correct that when you're funding your deal and you're not sure how, like, if you need an equity investor, that your dream team would answer that for you?
Okay, you're going to talk to equity players and warm them up, even if you don't need them. Because I'll give you an example. We did a deal a few years ago that the bank had said that they would fund commercial bank 80%. 80%. So we had found somebody that was a mezzanine lender, and I'll explain mezzanine tomorrow, that was going to do the shortfall, like a bridge lender that was going to put in the 20%. The world changed, bullshit, and the bank's risk portfolio, risk profile changed, and they said, well, we can only do 60% now. And so we've already had heads of agreement, and we're signing all this fucking shit with the seller. And so now you don't go back and tell the seller that, we got to change the deal. So we decided we were going to have to look for an equity player to fill the gap. Fortunately, we were able to find a wealthy investor, an individual investor, and we didn't have to go to a real equity hardball player. But the equity guy that put up 20% took 40% of the deal. But I didn't care. We didn't care, because otherwise, how are we going to get the deal done? And yes, I can fund all this shit myself. But then if they're always depending on me to do it, then what do I need you for? because I could fund everybody in this room. But then, why do I need Mark? Why do I need Alfred? What do I need? I mean, I might as well do the fucking deals myself. Why am I giving up all, so that's why I don't do it. But I have stepped in. But I'm the last white, black, yellow, purple man that you want to get money from, because I am a hard money lender. Google that, kids. I'm a hard fucking money lender. I'm the last person. Better you get the most ruthless Shylock to loan you money other than me put money in. Because I take your children, your grandchildren, most of the deal, your mistresses, the babies you haven't made yet. I take everything. I scorch the fucking earth. And I make you pay to make sure you never come back to me a second time. Nobody's ever come back to me a second time for funding. Never. In my 45-year career. They're so beaten up and half dead, and they got a 4x4 up their ass, and their teeth are missing, and their kids are dead, and they never come back a second time. I don't kill dogs, though. Goldfish and cats, yes, but not dogs. Question? Yes?
In your personal opinion, would you rather have a guy who had like 4 years of military experience, or just military experience, or sales experience to do QLA?
Well, I have plenty of guys that have military experience, and even the combat veterans, you heard one. I mean, it's not the same. But as far as focus, getting things done, military guys are good. Guys or gals. I say guys, but I mean both. Military guys, because they understand the focus. They understand the focus. They understand the commitment. But I mean, the perfect, not perfect, there's nothing perfect, is a military guy that has sales experience. Now that's a thing of beauty. Like moi. And that's, I didn't understand that me selling insurance door to door was going to be such a fucking benefit to me when I got out in the real world. I knew the military experience was going to be good, but selling insurance over a kitchen table is a different kind of experience. It just is. And because you're dealing with the raw emotions of normally the couple sitting there and trying to convince her when he wants to do it or vice versa. So, but sales and military are a great combination. Yeah, Alfred.
How much time would you allocate to public relations, networking with eventual good contacts in all areas? What would you have in your business card? How would you?
Well, when I had business cards, I just had my name and the contact details. Of course, now my crack marketing staff. Dan Peña or Laird Peña at Guthrie Castle is pretty impressive. But I don't use that title. In fact, one of you guys a number of years ago, I have 2 titles. One of you bought me a title a long time ago after he got rich, and I get an honorary title because I'm here as the head of the Guthrie clan here at Guthrie Castle. But I don't use that. But I mean, your name, contact details. That's it. Name, contact, and not necessarily any title. I mean, managing director and stuff like that. Because most of you guys will be the owners, the founders, the principals of your deals. MD, you can't beat MD. I wish somebody give me an honorary medical doctor. I mean, I'd use that. But I don't see anybody running around going to give me one. So maybe my next life when I come back, as whatever, other than a cockroach when I come back in my next life.
Would you have a cell number open at all?
Oh yeah. Oh, you've got to be contactable. You've got to be contactable.
Anytime, basically.
Yeah. Correct. The famous story, I fired the chairman of one of the big law firms in the UK because he was at the weekend back in the 80s. When you left for the weekend, he's at the weekend, actually. He's uncontactable till Tuesday morning. And so I made his receptionist, PA, cry, and I got the number, and I called him in Marbella. And he says, "Hello, Percy here. Oh, Sir Percy, how'd you do? This is Laird Peña. Oh, how did you get my number? Doesn't matter. You're fucking fired, you cunt. How'd you do? And when I used to make fun of the Brits and talk like that to them, they think that's how I talked. And I used to love to say, quite. They said, actually, quite. We never rated him highly anyway. It's unbelievable. For you, YouTube, I mean, Britain used to rule 2/3 of the fucking world. What the fuck happened? Now you can't even keep track of your own fucking little island. Gee. Yeah. I mean, Brexit, fucks it, don't make a shit. I mean, oh, God. I know you want to ask something. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, who's at 5? 6? 7? Okay. Tonight we're in the castle eating. We'll see you. I guess drinks for 7:30. Enjoy yourselves. Good night, YouTube. Thank you.